So even if we have more than 100 opportunity record IDs, we are going to retrieve all the opportunity records in one single SQL query using this in operator. So this way we have bulkified our code, because you should never write a SQL query within the for loop. You should always avoid it, because eventually you are going to hit that SQL 101 limit. So in order to avoid it, you actually need to get all your IDs before the for loop, and then you can use the in keyword or in operator to retrieve all the records in one single SQL query. But we still have our update statement within the for loop. So do you think this code will work even if we have more number of opportunity records in this list? So right now it doesn't matter what would be our opportunity list size or opportunity ID size here. We'll always get 32 items in this list. The reason being, we only have 32 items in our Salesforce org, or we have only 32 opportunities in our Salesforce org. But what if we have more than 1000 opportunity records in our Salesforce org? Will this code work? Let's give it a try. I'm going to create more opportunity records in my Salesforce org. So I'm going to write a simple for loop here. I'll call it like integer I equals to 0, I less than 200. I'm going to create 200 more opportunity records here. So let's build a opportunity list, and let's call it ops. And here I'm going to add the items in this list. So it will be like ops dot add. I'm going to create a new opportunity. The name can be maybe like test op plus I, so that we give a unique name. Then let's figure out the mandatory fields on the opportunity object. Click on this new button here. So there is a close date that is mandatory, and then there is opportunity name, and then the stage. So we already have name. Now let's have close date, and I'm going to set it to today. And then let's have the stage name, which should be equals to maybe qualification. So this piece of code will execute 200 times, and this list will be having 200 opportunity records, and I'm going to insert all of these at once. So let's select this piece of code, click on execute highlighted. This should give us a few more opportunity records. So if I'll come to my opportunity SQL query result, I'll click on refresh grid, and now I have 232 items, out of which I guess 100 plus items doesn't have the amount field, and it doesn't have the profile field value populated as well. So now it's the correct time to test our code again, because now we have 200 plus opportunity records. So I'll go to my anonymous window again, and here I'll select this piece of code and click on execute highlighted. And here we are. Now we are hitting one more limit, and it says there are too many DML statements that we are using in single Salesforce transaction. And the reason being, we have this update DML statement within a for loop. And since this for loop will be iterating over a list of 232 items, we'll be executing this update statement 232 times, which is way more than the allowed 150 limits. So again, our code will stop working if we have more than 150 opportunity records in our Salesforce org. So what we need to avoid it? So we need to bring this update statement out of for loop so that we only execute it once. And if you remember the lecture from the DML section of this course, this update statement can accept a list of record as well. So we don't actually have to pass one single opportunity record to this update statement. We can pass this complete list as well. So this way we'll be able to update all our opportunity record at once. So what I'll do, I'll bring this update statement out of the for loop, and I'll update my ops list instead of one single opportunity record. So let's save this code again, And let's execute our anonymous code one more time, and this should work fine. Before we check the debug logs, so here let's try to understand what we are doing. We are getting all our opportunity records at once using one single SQL query. So we had to bring this SQL query out of the for loop, and we had to use the in operator here so that we can query all the opportunity record at once. Then this SQL query is going to give us 232 items, and we'll be iterating over all these items using a for loop, and we'll be checking the amount, and based on that we'll be populating the profile field. And once we come out of this for loop, and once we have updated the profile field on all the opportunity records, now we need to commit our changes to database. So for that we need to use this DML statement, and here I'll be passing the opportunity list instead of one single opportunity record. So now our code is bulkified again, so it can work with more than 150 records as well. Let's go back to the opportunity result and click on refresh grid. So we are still getting 232 items, but the profile and amount field is not updated. And the reason being, all these opportunity records that we have created, they don't have the amount field. And since they don't have the amount field, the profile is also blank. So what I can do, let's change this logic, and here if the amount field is null, still we are going to set the profile to low. And this is just to test the output of our update profile method. I just want to make sure that this piece of code is working fine. So I'll go back to my anonymous window, and again I'll execute this code, and we should see all our 232 items being updated. So I'll go back to the opportunity result, click on refresh grid, and now we see that profile is updated on all the opportunity records that we have in the Salesforce org. And this time it has updated more than 150 records. So let's check out our debug logs to get the execution summary. Scroll down and we should see this summary here. So we have executed 2 SQL queries and we have retrieved 464 rows. But if you'll notice, this time we have only executed one single DML statement. And using that single DML statement, we have updated 232 rows. So this way we have reduced our number of DML statements, but we have increased the number of DML rows that were affected with this single DML statement. So this way you can bulkify your code. Always make sure that you never write your SQL query within a for loop, and you never write a DML statement within a for loop. You can use the in operator to bulkify your SQL query, and you can use these DML statements on list of records to bulkify your code. In the next video, we'll try to explore the CPU timeout exception and the heap size limit in Apex code.